cure for pancreatitis. It's a cure for chronic insomnia. It's a cure for tonsillitis. Water remedy. Have a cup of tea.
Welcome to Tea Time with Jim. I'm Jim, and today I'm here with my friend Brian Lenz. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Brian, do you want some tea?
I do want some tea.
Oh.
Tea out of a thermos, huh?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of tea are we
It's
drinking?
just black tea.
Cool.
Nice mug, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, good slurping. Yeah, there we go. So I'm here at Tea Time with my friend Brian Lenz, and there's some things you should know about Brian. Brian is a musician, but he's not your garden variety musician. He's a musician plus. Brian is a music performer. He's a songwriter. He's a music teacher. He's a multi-instrumentalist. I mean, you're the whole package, man.
I'm kind of the real
I'm
deal.
jealous.
Yep.
You are, yeah. So I was wondering, Brian, you must have started studying music or playing music very young. When did you start?
What do you call very young? Where's your very cut off?
Birth?
Not at birth.
Okay.
No, and actually, in musician terms, not very young at all.
Really?
16.
Really?
Yeah. So not brand new, but I didn't grow up with one in my hands, not at all.
What did you start playing? A guitar?
Guitar, yeah. I was in school choir starting freshman year of high school, but didn't really take it seriously. It was just a thing to do.
Pretty girls.
Pretty girls. Yep. And then actually a couple of those pretty girls talked me into being in the school musicals.
Aha.
It's all girl-oriented.
Well, it's a good voice, though.
Well, in a shortage of boys,
yes,
perpetually,
yes.
So I was in the school musicals, and I remember my sophomore year, one of said pretty girls played the guitar.
Ooh.
And I thought, oh, that's cool, I could do that. And I was very bored in very small town Iowa.
Okay.
And so right before the summer, after my sophomore year, I went to the Sam Goody record store, which sold one acoustic guitar and one electric guitar.
Yes.
And the electric guitar was a pack with the worst electric guitar and the worst amp, the worst tuner, and the worst cable.
Start.
Yeah.
Build from there.
Just a garbage collection of stuff. And I bought it, and said pretty girl gave me one lesson essentially, and kind of said oh, do this and look things up on this site. And I was off to the races, and I've never looked back since.
Awesome. And so you go on and study and also experience, and you end up as a multi-instrumentalist and as a music teacher. Mm-hmm. And you've done a lot of teaching. Tell us about your teaching.
I have done a lot of teaching. I even have a lot of book learning towards teaching. I have a degree in music education.
Ooh.
I taught kindergarten through 8th grade music for 4 years, which was the most adorable job a person can have.
I see. Not for the longest years of your life.
No, four of the most energetic years of my life, which was good timing. And since high school, so I started playing when I was 16. By the time I was 18, I was teaching other students because there was no one else in said small town who was teaching. And so that was a great opportunity for me, and those parents had someone who was reliable and young and eager to teach their kids. And since then, I've never stopped either. So from the last 15 years, I've been teaching students.
And what instruments do you teach?
Guitar, mostly. And then from guitar, I play electric bass with some electric bass students. At some point, I started playing banjo, so some banjo students. 5-string banjo is the more common one. And then at some point, someone called me and said, hey, I want to take banjo lessons. And I said, great. He said, can we start tomorrow? And I said, absolutely. And he said, great, me and my 4-string banjo will be ready to go. And so that night, I learned how to play a 4-string banjo.
That's Civil
Started
War
teaching
stuff.
him the next day. Yep. And actually, these days, I play a 4-string tenor guitar during his lesson. So I have a 4-string tenor guitar and his 4-string tenor banjo. Ukulele is in the mix. In college, I had to play enough piano to get by, so I teach beginning piano students. Yeah. I was a voice major in college, actually, so I teach voice students here and there. Once in a while, like music production, recording kind of stuff, I'll kind of tutor people and how to do that and mix and everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a gift, I think, when it comes to teaching. Who are your students typically?
Kind of half and half. The biggest group is probably middle schoolers starting an instrument for the first time. Mostly guitar, mostly piano. And those students have parents who are very eager for them to do it. And they say, well, you have to try it, and you have to play soccer, and you have to play your guitar. And then about the other half of the students are adults who have been meaning to play guitar their whole lives and never got around to it. In either they've just retired, that happens, or their kids are in school for the first time and they've got a little more free time than they had previously, and come heck or high water, it's time they're going to play the guitar. And I love all my students. The adult students are the most entertaining, though, I will say. Because they're pent up and they have this ambition, and it's like, I've been wanting to do this for years and years and years.
Smoke on the water. Let's go.
Right. And they've got favorite songs. They're dying to figure it out.
Cool. Well, with all that experience and all that investment that you've made, I bet you can give some advice. And the question I have regarding advice you could give, Brian, is how would I be the best music student? How do I maximize that student role with you as a teacher?
In short, just be hungry, be ambitious, and know what you want to learn. Or if you don't quite know, just dive in head first. And because I can, I've got a lot of answers and a lot of resources, but you have to bring your own ambition.
It takes a collaboration.
Right, totally. Yeah. Because you can't force feed a student information that doesn't go anywhere. But if you come in with like songs you want to learn, or ideas of songs you want to write, or any kind of ambition, that can be turned into something.
Cool. Speaking of songs that you can write, you write songs.
I do write songs.
You have a song, which I love, that I'd love to have you share. Would you?
I would love to share that.
May I
song.
hold your tea?
Please. This song I wrote pretty recently about a fairly universal experience that we all have. It's called There Once Was a Girl. There once was a girl who was gentle and wise. She also had the most beautiful heart, pure and noble, and open and true. That's when I told her I love music and movies, the same ones as you. We've so much in common, our bond must be growing. Perhaps if you'd like to sometime, we could get dinner. Would that be a thing you'd like to do? To spend time with me? She looked back with those eyes as though she could cast a spell and sweep me away. She opened her mouth and started to giggle. Of course, how fun, she cries. I hear this in my heart, it begins to listen more closely, and then she extends her right hand and says, you must meet my boyfriend. He's really a lot just like you. You'll like him, he's funny. What should we all do?
Man, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. Well, Brian, the tea's gone. Time to go.
Great.
All right, thanks for being here.
Great tea time, Jim.
Join me again for Tea Time with Jim, and we'll see who shows up. This is Jim. You've been watching Tea Time with Jim and Brian.